What are some great ideas that Sonic games have had in the past and left behind? The Werehog? No. Mech stages? No. The literal OC? Oh god, no. Geez, most of these great ideas aren't as great as they initially seem. Although, what about the Chao Garden? I mean, hey, that should have come back a while ago, but you know what? Let's work with it. So today I'm talking about everything to do with the Chao Garden, going from the background to possible replacements, and even the ideal way to return them into the Sonic series. Here's the stereotypical part where I go ahead and mention some pretty obvious stuff in case, you know, you're out of the loop or you just want to straight up ask me what the fuck the Chao is. The Chao Garden is a location with a body of clear water where there, the Chao, a small cute species, live. These characters typically play a side part in most of the games that they were in, first being showcased in Sonic Adventure and its remake with DX, also being featured in Sonic Adventure 2. Chao in mostly every interpretation are pet-like creatures that first spawn as eggs, and you have the ability to grow up and take care of them. They can be trained in activities to improve skills like running, swimming, flying, power, and their stamina. Although it has not been demonstrated that they can speak, their expressiveness suggests that they are able to communicate through noises and body language. Starting in Sonic Adventure on the Dreamcast, the Chao Garden featured more limited designs, but after the release of Sonic Adventure 2 on the Dreamcast, Sonic Adventure DX and Sonic Adventure 2 Battle on any future ports featured more designs for the Chao being a hero or dark Chao. We'll get more in depth on these versions of the Chao Garden respectively. But something I want to note is that Chao really didn't feel like something that needed to leave the Sonic series in any capacity. They didn't interrupt the flow of gameplay, and more than anything, they were just fun to have as a little side gimmick. So now let's take the next few moments to cover the important variations of the Chao Garden in Sonic games. So okay, I know this thing looks nothing like a Chao, however they are quite important, and these things are known as Nighttopians. A Nighttopian is something I feel should be mentioned, as they are part of the reason that the Sonic series even has Chao in the first place. Small background and note for these things is that they come from the Night series, another Sega IP. These Nighttopians don't really interrupt the flow of regular gameplay and purely exist on the side to have fun. Sound familiar? This was also Sega's first attempt at making artificial life, which later evolved into becoming the main inspiration for the Chao and the Chao Garden in the Sonic series. Okay, so now moving back to the actual Sonic series, like mentioned before, this is the Chao's first appearance. In Sonic Adventure 1, there are 3 Chao Garden available to visit during the game. One in the left elevator at the Station Square Hotel, the second one being inside of a cave at the Mystic Ruins, and the last one being on an island near the egg carrier. When the Chao Garden is initially visited, it is equipped with 2 Chao eggs. Your Chao may operate in different ways for the rest of their life based on how you interact with the eggs they use to create them. Chao take a good amount of time to develop from their egg. In Sonic Adventure, powering up your Chao could allow them to perform well in the Chao race, a minigame where the more stats they have raised, the higher of a chance to win the race they have. Performing well in races also rewards you with emblems, which contribute to 100% completion of the game. Overall, as a first base idea goes, I definitely think this is one that has a strong foundation and one that gets expanded upon tenfold in Sonic Adventure sequel. First off, huge major difference in this game's version of the Chao Garden can be initially seen in the way to access the said garden. In Sonic Adventure 2, a lack of hub worlds may confuse someone on how to actually access the Chao Garden, but the way to do it is through every stage, whether it be speed, mech, or treasure. You can always find a key with a Chao symbol hidden in it somewhere, and finishing the stage with this key collected grants you access to the Chao Garden. Of course, after a first visit, you can then access the Chao Garden from the level select screen. In this game, there are 3 different types of gardens: the Neutral Garden, the Hero Garden, and the Dark Garden. This game also adds different designs for the Chao, along with the types of Chao having Hero or Dark Chao. Starting with the Hero Chao, it's a form which Chao can be raised into. For this version, a Chao can be raised by Sonic, Tails, and or Knuckles to become a Hero Chao by feeding it Hero Fruit. The Chao will transform into a Hero Chao after they enter their first cocoon. This is also how to unlock the Hero Garden. When it comes to the Dark Garden and Dark Chao, it's basically vice versa, again being another form that you can raise your Chao to become. You can evolve a Chao into a Dark Chao by feeding them Dark Fruit and raising that Chao with Shadow, Rouge, and or Dr. Eggman. Again, once they go into their first cocoon, the Chao will become a Dark Chao, and this will also unlock access to the Dark Garden. Going beyond this, the Chao Garden actually also unlocks multiple new locations like the Kindergarten and the Black Market. Shady, I know. You can access the Chao Kindergarten from the Chao Lobby through the door opposite to the regular Chao Garden. This door will only appear once you have hatched the Chao. Depending on what you want to do, you may also want to bring one of your Chao with you to the said kindergarten. To take your Chao to the kindergarten, simply pick up your Chao and walk through the kindergarten door. It's that easy. There are many different rooms inside the kindergarten, each with a different purpose. If you go to the health center, for example, the Chao doctor will examine your Chao. He will tell you some strengths and weaknesses of your Chao and explain how it is feeling. Next is the classroom. You may leave up to 4 of your Chao here to participate in a lesson being taught. When your Chao has finished its lesson, you can return it to its garden, where it may occasionally put what it has learned to use. Your Chao can review lessons it has already learned up to 3 times, and if they are taught in the classroom, after 3 repetitions, it will have basically mastered the course and won't need any further instruction. In the principal's room, there are a lot of tips and tricks on how raising a Chao works, but I mean, we have Google for that now, so. And as previously mentioned, the black market, which is a shady corner of the kindergarten where you can buy and sell items such as eggs, fruits, seeds, and hats. And lastly, the strange Chao at the fortune-telling house will help you name your Chao. She'll name it for you too if you'd like, with a lucky name. Minigame-wise, races do return, but we also get introduced into a new minigame known as Chao Karate. This is a minigame which is added in the expanded version of Sonic Adventure 2 within the SA2 Battle port. Along with many features which first appear in Sonic Adventure 2, they also make their way back into the port of Sonic Adventure with the director's cut. Many things like viewing their different stats, adding in the black market, and Chao Karate were also added into the base game of SA1. You know what's really cool about the Chao Garden? Taking your Chao on the go and taking it with you everywhere. And now I know that seems something like that we can do nowadays with like any game, whether that be like Pikmin Bloom or Pokemon Go, but back in the day, people had to use something known as a VMU. So basically a VMU, which stands for Visual Memory Unit, is something you could use to play Chao Adventure, which is an independent minigame that you can play for Sonic Adventure on the Dreamcast. One of the most unique features of Sonic Adventure and the Dreamcast console itself was the ability to interact with this portable memory card, the VMU. This little device had a screen, D-pad, and 2 buttons, allowing you to download and play minigames portably away from the console. Once you have your VMU hooked up, you can choose a Chao in your garden and transfer it to your VMU via the Chao transporter located in each garden. Also, this was basically how you named your Chao in the first game. It allows your Chao to go on its very own adventure with you, and also obtain unique items which have special effects when taken back to the Chao Garden. And following the success of Sonic Adventure on the Dreamcast, Sonic Adventure 2 was developed and released with a very upgraded Chao system. With this sequel game came a new minigame sequel, aptly named Chao Adventure 2. Again, it allows your Chao to go on its very own adventure, referred to sometimes as taking the Chao for a walk. Chao Adventure 2 differs from the minigame that we saw in Sonic Adventure 1, as it's more of an actual adventure, and has an actual story in it which can actually be changed depending on your outcome or choices you make within the story. You can only get special seeds or fruit from this location on the Dreamcast edition, by the way. This is accomplished by completing an adventure, selecting the appropriate treasure chest when you find one, or running across a main game character. 8 items can be kept, which you can later present to your Chao in the Chao Garden. And throughout the lifespan of the Chao Adventure series, it would eventually come to a close, and it was with the release of the Sonic Advance series in 2001 that it introduced to us the next evolution of the VMU's Chao Adventure series with the tiny Chao Garden. The Sonic Advance series is a platformer for the Game Boy Advance which aimed to recreate the nostalgia of the Sega Genesis titles and keeping that general 2D playstyle, but what we're actually going to be focusing on right now is how Chao were inserted into this handheld trilogy. The tiny Chao Garden was a side feature of the Sonic Advance games where you can raise Chao. It's similar to the Chao Garden, but with additional restrictions, such as the fact that there may never be more than 1 Chao present at once in the garden, and that Chao cannot mature. In Sonic Adventure DX Director's Cut and Sonic Adventure 2 Battle, players can link the TCG to the Chao Gardens to transfer Chao or things to take part in races. When first visiting the tiny Chao Garden, there is only 1 egg that will hatch into a Chao. Only after the egg has been cleared of the Chao can it be stored there. One cool feature of the tiny Chao Garden was actually how you got fruit and products for your Chao, which basically was you would have a little store where you'd actually have to use the rings from regular gameplay to pay for these things. So although sadly this would be the last time the Chao and the garden itself would be used kind of traditionally here, there's only one more mainline, or I guess not canon game, but a game where the Chao were inserted one last time that actually changed gameplay. And surprisingly, this game would be Sonic Chronicles: The Dark Brotherhood. Sonic Chronicles is an RPG for the DS, and regardless of what the actual game is like, the Chao implemented in this game are not here to be pets or be present as they were in previous iterations, rather they are here to be gathered and equipped. Up to 40 different Chao, each of which has a unique power to improve the stats of a party member or have other advantageous effects. In gameplay, the harder it is to identify a Chao's influence, the better it is. You can swap Chao they have amassed with other players using a Wi-Fi connection, and these Chao are kept in a Chao Garden, not one you can actually enter though. They level up in a result of trading Chao, which enhances their stats. The Chao would also see this as their last time being something used gameplay-wise in another Sonic game, and well, they would see themselves more as of a power-up than anything else. And this leads me to my next point, which is how they tried to replace the Chao with the Wisps, but I'll get to that in a moment. Sonic Colors was the first game to introduce us to the Wisps. Strange, adorable alien creatures which, when combining their power with Sonic, allows him to use their abilities in unique ways. Although gameplay-wise they work nothing like the Chao, they are often advertised as such in projects like Sonic Colors: Rise of the Wisps. For most, this did feel like Sega's first attempt at replacing the Chao from the Sonic series, and when this did not completely work, we got the newest idea for a replacement in Sonic Frontiers with the Coco. When it came to Sonic Frontiers, I'm gonna be honest, this is the most blatant and obvious attempt at a replacement. I mean, dude, the Coco in their true form look like Chaos. Keep in mind the same Chaos, which is a Chao. However, going even further beyond these attempts at replacement, I want to talk about something small which I think could be expanded upon to bring the Chao back into the Sonic series. The most ideal way I believe Chao can return to the Sonic series has to be in a mobile game. Now, there are many examples of this being a working case in the past. Pikmin Bloom, Pokemon Go are perfect examples of games that take aspects from their actual big titles and easily condense them into a mobile game for people to play. I mean, from the start, the VMU and Chao Adventure itself was designed to be a portable version of the Chao Garden. So truly, I believe with enough dedication and with, well, a few more concepts, this could be the key step into returning an amazing but neglected idea back into the Sonic series. Hi guys, post-editing VMech here. I just want to quickly mention one last small thing which I actually didn't mention in the video, which was that a lot of the information I got for this video, I didn't know like off the top of my head, I actually got from this website called Chao Island, and I heavily recommend if you guys want to learn more about the Chao Garden, this is the perfect website to do it. They also have a Discord server which I heavily recommend joining as they're highly active, and this just shows the amount of love and dedication the fans have shown for the Chao Garden. So, I mean, that was just it because I didn't mention it before, but yeah, back to the video. Hey, and welcome to the end of the video. Socials to my Twitter, Twitch, and Discord will be in the description down below, as always, if that interests you. Huge thank you to all my members of the channel, as you guys mean the world to me, and thank you for even giving me a dime. If you guys want to be a member or have your name at the end of videos, just be sure to press the join button right next to the subscribe button if that also interests you. If you guys also really did enjoy the video, please make sure to hit the subscribe button, as it would mean the world to me. Thank you all so much for watching, and have a good one.